Welcome back, everyone. Today, we were diving into something that shapes every aspect of a child's life, the stages of child development. You have probably noticed how children change dramatically from infancy to adolescence, but have you ever wondered why? What causes a toddler to throw tantrums over a missing toy, while a teenager can reflect on deep philosophical questions? Understanding cognitive, emotional, and social development gives us incredible insight into how children grow, think, and form relationships. Let's start with a fascinating fact. By the age of 3, a child's brain is already 80-90% of its adult size. That means most of the essential neural wiring is happening before kindergarten. This is why early childhood experiences, good or bad, can have profound effects on a child's future mental health and intelligence. So, how do children develop cognitively? One of the most influential psychologists in this area was Jean Piaget, who proposed that children think differently than adults and move through 4 key stages of cognitive development. Sensorimotor stage, 0 to 2 years. This is when infants learn about the world through senses and movement. Ever noticed how babies put everything in their mouths? That's because they are literally experiencing their environment through touch and taste. A major milestone here is object permanence, the understanding that things continue to exist even when they are out of sight. Before this, if you hide a toy under a blanket, the baby will think it has vanished. Pre-operational stage, 2 to 7 years. This is the world of make-believe and magical thinking. Kids at this stage are incredibly egocentric, meaning they struggle to see things from other people's perspectives. If you ask a 4-year-old to describe a scene from someone else's point of view, they will likely describe it as they see it. This is also when language explodes. A child goes from knowing a few hundred words at age 2 to over 10,000 words by age 6. Concrete operational stage, 7 to 11 years. Logical thinking kicks in here. Children start understanding cause and effect, basic math, and concepts like conservation. If you have ever seen a 9-year-old correct a younger sibling's mistake by explaining why something is wrong, they are using these newfound logical skills. Formal operational stage, 12 plus years. This is when abstract thinking develops. Teenagers can now contemplate hypothetical situations, morality, and even existential questions. They begin forming strong personal identities and challenging authority, a normal part of growing up. But cognitive development is just one piece of the puzzle. Let's talk about emotional development, which is crucial for mental well-being. In the first year of life, babies begin forming attachments, emotional bonds with caregivers. You may have heard of John Bowlby's attachment theory, which suggests that the type of attachment a child forms, secure, anxious, or avoidant, can affect relationships for a lifetime. A securely attached child, whose needs are consistently met, is more likely to grow into a confident, emotionally stable adult. One of the most famous experiments in this field was Mary Ainsworth's strange situation study. In this study, a mother would leave her toddler alone in a room with a stranger for a short period. Securely attached children would cry when the mother left but calm down when she returned. Insecurely ached children, however, would either ignore the mother upon return or become extremely distressed. This showed that early emotional experiences shape our ability to form healthy relationships later in life. Now, let's move on to social development, which is just as crucial as emotional growth. Humans are wired for connection, and children begin learning social skills from the moment they are born. A fascinating study from 2010 by Dr. Andrew Meltzoff showed that newborns can imitate facial expressions within minutes of birth. This means that even in infancy, we are naturally attuned to the emotions of others. By age 2, toddlers start engaging in parallel play, where they play next to, but not with, other children. By preschool age, they begin developing friendships, sharing, and understanding basic social rules. But social development is not always smooth. Have you heard of the Stanford marshmallow experiment? Conducted in the 1960s, this study tested self-control in young children by placing a marshmallow in front of them. If they could resist eating it for a few minutes, they would get 2 marshmallows instead. Researchers found that children who were able to delay gratification grew up to have better academic success, healthier relationships, and even lower rates of substance abuse. So, what does this all mean for clinical child psychology? It means that understanding where a child is developmentally helps psychologists assess their behavior, diagnose issues, and provide the right kind of support. If a 4-year-old has trouble sharing, it's developmentally normal. But if a 10-year-old still struggles with basic social interactions, it may indicate a deeper psychological issue, such as autism spectrum disorder or social anxiety. The key takeaway is that child development is a delicate, interconnected process. Cognitive, emotional, and social growth don't happen in isolation. They influence each other in profound ways. A child who struggles emotionally may also struggle academically. A socially isolated child may develop anxiety or depression. This is why early intervention is so critical. When psychologists, parents, and educators work together to understand and support a child's development, we set them up for lifelong success. As the famous psychologist Erik Erikson once said, "Children love and want to be loved, and they very much prefer the joy of accomplishment to the triumph of hateful failure." We have just scratched the surface of this topic, but you can already see how complex and fascinating child development truly is. So next time you see a child learning, playing, or even throwing a tantrum, remember, there's a scientific process unfolding right before your eyes.